What's up? Welcome to the Virzi Triplets show. Tour is lava, coming in hot. Minneapolis, October 2nd. Plano, Texas, October 19th. Arkansas, or Hot Springs, Arkansas, the 20th and 21st. Louisville, Kentucky, October 26th. Fort Wayne, Indiana, October 27th. And Appleton, Wisconsin, the 28th and 29th. Come check us out. Tickets available at VirziTriplets.com. Today, we have a very, we're going to heal the divide is what we're doing today. What divide? I don't know.
Israel and Palestine.
Yeah. Very funny comedian, Ahmed Al-kadri is joining us today.
Hey, guys. Thank you for having me, boys.
Ahmed Loves Bread on all socials?
On all the socials, Ahmed Loves Bread. But on YouTube, it's Ahmed Al-kadri or Monday Fun Day Podcast.
Monday Fun Day.
Right. Yeah. I just started in March. I'm trying to be like you guys, you know.
Listen, what we lack in what we lack in humor, we make up for in being ahead of the curve on certain things. So, we do a decent job.
You guys are doing great.
Why is it Ahmed Loves Bread again?
Honestly, it rhymes. I used to be Ahmed from Dallas, and then a lot of people. Speaking of which, for Plano, Texas, y'all going to House of Comedy?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a good room. It's fun. It's at Shops of Legacy. Really good. There's Fogo de Chao nearby. Check it out. Anyways,
last time we had Fogo de Chao before a show, I shit profusely.
You eat after the show.
We didn't know. No, I didn't have a choice. It was our buddy's friends. Their parents had taken us out for doing the show because we were just visiting because we were doing the show. And like, we're gonna go to Fogo de Chao. Like, we never been. It's all you can eat meat. Whatever. Fuck it, we'll do it. And like halfway through it, like I'm getting the meat sweats. Mitch sprinted off the bathroom, and I'm like,
you had to perform after.
Yes. 2 shows. And we already have a problem where right before a show, all 3 of us in sync have to shit. And there's usually only one bathroom in the green room. So we have to like go.
Did y'all use it at the same time?
Yeah, we half a cheek on the toilet each.
On the upper deck.
a triple layer shit.
One's in the sink.
Yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Or just human centipede the way through. Anyways.
It's also possible, yeah. Have you ever taken a shit in a sink?
No, but one time my friend Imran Hito, this was back in, I should have said his name, but oh well.
We don't speak Arabic.
Huh? We were in, this was back in like high school. He shat in a urinal as a break.
Hell yeah. Someone did that in our high school too.
Yeah,
they took a shit in the urinal.
Yeah,
and then it was a big mystery for a week. I liked how it was just weekly drama in high school where it would be like someone shit in the urinal and that was the big deal for a week, and then someone pissed in a locker in another one.
Yeah. It just happened to be our older brother.
It was our older brother.
Who did all of this?
He pissed in the locker.
Oh, really?
He pissed in the kid's locker.
But even to this day, there are like still some high school stories that were never unsolved. Like there was someone shit in the weight room while everybody was working out in the weight room. And it still is unsolved.
They pinched off a nug and they shook it through their shorts legs, and it just ended up being on the floor, and nobody knew because you would just rotate stations.
It was
all
like
the time.
Literally, that's Shawshank Redemption.
I was yes. He was Andy Dufresne in Shawshank Redemption.
Just like, I gotta hide this shit, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, that's hilarious. Anyways, back to
either
stories.
Get busy living or get busy shitting in the weight room.
So I was Ahmed from Dallas for a while. I used to be Ahmed Al-kadri with like 3 eyes, and then at the end of my set, I'd be like, follow me on Instagram, Ahmed Al-kadri, and it just no.
Well, Ahmed from Dallas is such a it's such a wide marketing net you have with Ahmed and Dallas. I mean, really great.
Well, believe it or not, there's a big Arabic community in Dallas. But anyways,
I believe it.
And then like,
sorry, there's going to be a lot of those today. We're not.
He's
civilized.
yeah, I know.
Sorry.
I'm very tall.
That was my only one.
I'm the most tolerant, but I'll sneak one in. I will say that.
No, you're good. Like, I mean, it's fun being roasted by a bunch of fucking guineas. You know, a bunch of Italian rodents right here.
I
bunch
will
of
say,
fucking scumbag Italians.
There's not enough Italian racism. There really isn't.
There really isn't.
The early 1900s had the funniest fucking Italian racism ever.
Not gonna lie, Italian racism is really funny.
Oh, it's hilarious.
It's so funny.
It's the best.
Dude, I remember when I used to teach improv, one of our games is we used to go up to
Zip.
people and go, no, not zip, zap, zop.
Lol, lol.
That's so stupid. Anyways, no, we would go up to people like, a bowl of spaghetti, and then they go, maybe tomorrow, and then they would waddle over thinking that you have a big pot of spaghetti.
That's funny.
That was the game. That's a warm-up.
That sounds like an
A
improv
bowl
game.
of spaghetti, maybe tomorrow, and then you would waddle your way over to
Did you do the oil slick?
Oil, yeah. It was part of the zip zap zop.
Yeah,
right?
yes,
yeah. It's
correct.
oil slick or elevator going down.
Yeah. We started off in improv.
Me too.
Went all the way through Second City, did the conservatory.
Oh, y'all did conservatory.
Oh yeah, we graduated. We had a variety show that we did afterwards.
We did a 1-man or a 3-man variety show, song and dance, opening number, the whole thing.
We did.
Solid.
We got into stand up to fill time for the variety show, and then we liked stand up so much that is how we became.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to know y'all's origin story. That's sick.
I think that improv was too supportive. Like I didn't like the fact that everybody's like, yeah, that's hilarious, huh? But then like they didn't actually laugh. It's like, well, then it's not funny.
Yeah.
Stand up at least is honest, where it's like, I'm not laughing unless you're hysterical.
Right.
So it's like, okay, we
a lot
needed
more
that.
honest. Yeah.
It was too.
You could tell people are being fake in improv.
It's like being improv's like actor, the actor community.
Well, one of the exercises literally like no matter what you say, like everything, like no matter what you say, go up and just clap as hard as you can, no matter what you say afterwards.
Well,
it's like,
if I'm gonna be real, like if improv the community itself was a little bit meaner to each other. Hear me out. Like the improv itself would be funnier. As in, like
100%.
if it wasn't as supportive, as in like, hey, you want to join this improv troupe? It's like, nah, this guy's not funny. We only have funny people in this improv
that's how it should
troupe.
be.
You know, kind of like stand-up cliques, how they are. It's like we only fuck with funny people. The people who are not funny are kind of like, shifted
you're
to
a
the
nice
side.
guy, but I'm not going to hang out with you after.
Right. But for the most part, improv is not like that. It's like improv, you will be in a troupe, and then 2 of those people are not that funny.
Yeah, name 5 comics right now that you don't think are funny.
well, when talking about the comics, what we would do is, oh yeah, that guy's funny, or oh yeah, they're so nice. Like that's a subtle way of doing it right there.
Yeah, they're
like,
so
they're
nice.
so nice, man.
They're so nice. Yeah,
or sometimes you call it an Ahmed where they're not nice or funny. And that's
no, dude, that's how I am
Easy
though.
joke.
I don't know why you guys fucking invite me. I'm so fucking mean, dude.
Diversity.
That makes sense. Yeah. Hey, you need me. I think that's why I'm so mean to everybody.
Yeah.
With my dimples, I'm so mean.
Dude, I've said this before. If you have dimples, no one takes you seriously.
Right?
When you're mean.
Right? It's great.
You're like, oh, I'm so angry. It's like, oh.
You know what they say? Angels kiss us so hard it left a mark.
It's true.
But also, I talk about it too on stage, where it's like, because we have dimples, like women will see us as cute but not sexy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not like how, but we play like this certain. We're in this certain like archetype of a character because of our dimples.
Well, it's very like 1960s too, or like at least for us, like we get the old timey like soda jerk dimples. Like a lot of old women flirt with us.
Yeah.
But it's like, oh, you're so cute. Like you're such. Our grandma would say, you're such a piece of meat.
You're just gosh darn adorable. I get that a lot.
Guys with dimples are guys that girls want to go on dates with. But guys without dimples are guys that girls want to just have ran through.
Yeah, right. And we want to run through some.
Of course,
of course. Yeah, dude.
Who doesn't?
We could do it. Hey guys, invite us. You know?
Come on.
Them 3 and me for diversity.
Let's do it.
I'm sure y'all have gotten that message before.
Oh,
I want all 3.
funny. Yeah.
Like a girl's a freaky chick just messaging.
No.
Like,
Not
gentlemen.
Guys. It's guys.
Oh, it's a guy. It's always guys.
Always the guys. that
Even
wanna-
me, my DMs is usually the guys tell me the freakiest shit, dude.
Every message we've ever got, and usually the funniest message is from guys being like, the one was, and I think we talk about it every now and then on stage. This one guy sent a message, and you could clearly see the picture was his asshole.
They like blur it, yeah.
You didn't even have to tap to unblur it.
That,
it was his asshole, and he just goes, "Do you like boy pussy?"
And then right after it said, "Taste it, fellas." Yeah.
No, there was
woman.
a plus size lady that slid in our DMs, and she just sent a video, and it was literally just her opening her legs and letting out her RB sandwich, and it just said, "Taste it, fellas."
Wow.
Which respect the confidence on that.
Yeah, very confident. I mean, man, there are some men out there or women or whatever.
That will work for some. I've said it before, man. I think that chubby girls or fat girls, they are the best to have sex with. They are. Yeah. They're fun. They put everything into it. They go full Rudy when they have sex, because they're like, this is my chance. I'm telling you, it's so much funner.
You know what? I'm gonna go write a note, my hand.
And they're used to having things in their mouth, so they do a really good job.
They know how to eat.
Try it.
No, I
dare you.
love my DMs because my DMs is just like girls who are like, hi, I think you're attractive. I would love to take you out on a date sometime. Or if it's a brown woman, it's like, hi, I think you're really attractive. I would like to, maybe talk to me for marriage. And then I'd get a man DM that's like, step on my nuts.
Yes.
All right, relax.
They get real aggressive so fast.
Like, okay, dude.
You got like your own version of like Indian matchmaker in your DM.
Pretty much, Have you seen that show, Indian Matchmaker? I've seen clips of it. I haven't seen the full.
My mom has been
watched
watching
it.
it.
She's obsessed with it.
Oh yeah. Oh dude. Older generation. They love watching there is a Shaws of Sunset or
Yes.
older brown reality dating shows or brown reality TV now, and they're like super popular now.
Yeah.
My mom is still into she likes Turkish soap operas, but
Interesting.
Turkish soap.
they're actually pretty good.
The stakes are definitely higher in a Turkish soap opera.
Oh yeah.
If you do one
way
thing, if
higher.
you show a shoulder in a Turkish soap opera, they might.
No, believe it or not,
lop
in
off an
Istanbul, Turkish, it's a little bit more progressive. I mean, there is the president right now. It's very Muslim, and so right now it's there's some people in Turkey that are very progressive. They had Pride over there in Istanbul, so it depends on what area in Turkey you are. And then there's some other parts in Turkey. It's very religious.
We didn't ask to be educated.
No, sometimes I need to do it for your own good because there's this guy on TikTok who, man, he got shat on. Oh, by the way, we kept getting sidetracked. I was Ahmed from Dallas, and then I switched to Ahmed Loves Bread because I was getting ad deals. They thought I was in Dallas, and I just needed a new username. So I go Ahmed Bread, Ahmed Loves Bread, double entendre bread, actual bread.
What about Ahmed Loves Head? That would also be.
I thought of that, but then it would have been too dirty,
crude,
and it's too crude.
Taking them.
Yeah, my Venmo is Ahmed69420 because that was the only thing available, and it was easy to remember when I say it on toast. But anyways, back to this guy on TikTok. You've heard about what Saudi Arabia wants to do? They want to build this thing called the Line.
Yes, that thing looks fucking dope.
Yeah, so
I have not heard
maybe
of
we
it.
could show a picture or something right there.
A lot of effort.
Right. But
I can do it. Yeah.
Basically, it's like this. They want it. It's like its own little world inside of a little thing called the Line, a little building or something. It's like
it's
64 stories, and it's connected to water. Had its own water supply. Pretty much
really
its own little utopia for rich people.
Yes.
You know what I mean? But I think the top of it has more pretty much.
Well, they want to do 3 of them.
Oh, they want to do 3 of those.
They want to do 3. It's the Line. I think one's called the Circle or something.
Yeah, they want to do their own.
All of them are fucking
Shout out to my ex.
That and the Line is it's all self-sufficient too, the water, everything. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah. So they want to do this insane fucking thing that's going to take years to build. So they're probably going to use Indian slave labor like Qatar, but whatever.
Wow.
That's another story.
Okay.
But anyways. This guy was commenting on TikTok, and he goes, by the way, guys, this is impossible to build. Also, this is Saudi Arabia. They still use camels to go through, using old, Aladdin stereotypes for Saudi Arabia. And he doesn't realize that any Saudi citizen is richer than the average American.
Absolutely.
The amount of, but it just sounded so uneducated. He just got shat on.
I mean, they don't have camels. They have magic carpets. They have money.
And genies. That's why they have so much money. They all have their own little genie. And it's Robin Williams. You know what I mean? Robin Williams is still alive in Saudi Arabia. That's how rich those fucking people are.
I didn't know that. Wow.
Yeah, it's amazing what you can do.
That was my.
He's like, whoa.
That was Robin.
They're like, what would you wish for? Bomb Yemen. You're like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Now, what is Yemen?
So that's where I am from. Yeah. If we were just born just a little bit north, I would have been born in Saudi. I would have been doing comedy, okay?
No. So is that
I would have been fucking in a Rolls Royce in college, banging white chicks, and then then marrying a princess over there in Saudi.
That would have been so sick, man.
That would have been so freaking cool. But
so
no,
is Yemen
fucking
the
born
hood?
in Yemen, hanging out with you fucks.
Yeah.
At least you're hanging out with. You didn't get white chicks. You got white bros.
Yeah, white Italian fucks.
It's a different country, Mitchell.
No, I know that, but no, I know that. I'm just saying, you're saying that it's not that far away, but it would have made a gigantic difference,
right? Probably. I mean, I'm obviously exaggerating, but yeah.
I mean, you never know. It could be. It's like the difference between being born in California versus
fucking South Dakota.
That makes sense. But also, it's a lot tougher to get citizenship in Saudi. Like, you could be born in Saudi, but if my parents are Yemeni or Yemeni descendant, they wouldn't count me as Saudi. Like, it's so hard to get a Saudi citizenship. Yeah.
Well, I bet now, how expansive Dubai, how massive it is and how crazy Dubai is right now, I'm sure everybody wants to be a citizen there.
Yeah.
I'm sure the line for it's insane.
Right. Dubai is part of United Arab Emirates, by the way.
Not at all.
What an uncultured piece of shit.
I love you.
How do you not know that?
No.
How do you not know that?
Yeah.
Do you not know anything about the Middle East?
Listen.
By the way, no, this is good. I'm not, when I correct you, I'm doing it from a place
I
of
get
love.
it. I get it.
Because I just wanted to make sure you guys know, because I don't want y'all to say something on stage or on a thing or on TikTok, and then people are just like, that guy, like that fucking Saudi guy about the line who was like, oh, they still, use camels to ride, and they don't have water, like shit like that. And it's like, dude, fucking Google Saudi Arabia.
This is how dumb Sean is. Sean is like, I don't know why they built that big tower in Dubai when they're just going to fly a plane into it. That's what Sean said. I swear he said that.
That's true. No, they're not going to fly a plane. They're going to fly a carpet into it.
We can't put this. Or we're getting pulled from YouTube immediately.
You guys are getting demonetized, though. But then help my channel.
Yeah,
Monday podcast. Oh my God. Okay, I have a question. Within the last week,
10 inches.
All right, got it.
That he shoved in his ass. Yeah.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. All right, question answered.
In the last week, go ahead. Sorry.
No, you're good. In the last week, what is something new you've learned about yourselves?
Alex just did a float tank, so hopefully you learned something.
Oh shit! Tell us
I was in the
about
float
it.
tank, and I learned that I have the same exact thoughts as Andrew Tate. Who would have thought that in a float tank, that's what it would have...
Bro.
That's all I learned in the float tank was that me and Andrew Tate were apparently on... No.
Andrew Tate guy is wild.
He's ridiculous.
Yeah.
He's finally okay.
They took him off everything. Yeah.
They took him off everything, but it's like, it's too late. The damage has been done.
Yep.
Well, then that's just going to make the people that have his clips, they're going to go even harder at posting.
Right,
They're
and
gonna...
this is how hypocritical these social media platforms are.
Yes.
It's like he's causing a storm, and then all these social media platforms are like, they're like making all this money because they're making all this money from him, all this attention that they're getting, and then all of a sudden, ad deals are like, listen, we can't. Like, they probably deplatformed because of ad deals.
Absolutely, yeah.
Because of advertising.
He was brilliant in the fact that if you don't know Andrew Tate, he has a Hustlers University. Where people pay to learn how to be a millionaire.
They pulled the site.
They pulled the site, but before that,
he took it down.
No, they pulled it.
Oh.
So part of Hustlers University was in order to help build your platform as a hustler, you would post clips in accounts of Andrew Tate, and people that you would get from that would build into your Hustler University. So he just had people cutting up all these videos and clips of him and posting them. That's why there was such a massive amount of Andrew Tate.
It was like a pyramid scheme for Andrew Tate.
So every other account you would see on TikTok was a different type of clip of Andrew Tate, which is honestly, it's brilliant in its own right. That's what he did. And then obviously he's deplatformed, but they're still going to post all these clips and shit.
He's still going to make his money.
Yes.
He has plenty of money.
And also, obviously when you guys go live or streaming, I'm sure y'all get asked, what do you guys think of Andrew Tate? Because that's
every now and then.
I get a lot of younger, teenagers that would ask me. And pretty much one thing, it's he's similar to Trump in a sense where we're now living a time where a lot of teenage boys are insecure. They don't know, they can't really define their own masculinity, their own manhood. I read Terry Crews's book Manhood, and that helped me out, but that's just me. But they're having trouble how to define their insecurities and their masculinity. And then you have Andrew Tate who comes and he's just saying all these things, heightening on their insecurities, heightening on their emotions, their fears, and all that stuff.
Oh, so you think it's a bad thing?
No.
Oh, yeah. It's
You're not listening to what he's saying. He's saying that these young children are looking for an outlet for their insecurities.
How are they supposed to feel? And he's the negative reaction. Rather than the positive.
Okay.
I think Terry Crews is more of a positive reaction.
Yes.
No, okay, think about this.
Yeah, he wanted to murder his dad.
Trump came out when a lot of people, he was just heightening on their fears. It's all Mexicans, Muslims are yelling Allahu Akbar during 9/11. Like all this bullshit.
I hear no wrong.
And
no,
and then all these like Trump supporters, that demographic who don't know like anything about like immigrants or the other stuff, and they're sick, and what most people were feeling, they were sick and tired of the government fucking them over, and Trump is like, you know what, fuck the government, fuck this, I'm gonna run. And
he was a reaction.
He was that negative reaction. So same as Andrew Tate, you see these teenage boys who don't know how to define their masculinity, they don't know, and now because of feminism that's going stronger. Feminism is all about equality, and it's about sharing the power. They're not taking power from us, because there's some men listening to Andrew Tate, and they would say they would go to their girlfriends, they're like, oh no, you stole my masculinity. And it's like, they never had it in the first place. You know what I mean? Like the definition of masculinity is just, it's all here. You're a man. Just be a man.
Well, speaking of feminism, you guys should watch the Two Woke Boys, my favorite male feminists. The Two Woke Boys podcast. The Two Woke Boys are two male feminists. They're hilarious.
You're fucking with me, right?
No, it stars Jeff. It's the other podcast filmed here at the Big Zen Studios. It actually is. The podcast is brilliant. It's a satire of male feminists.
Okay.
But they're so feminist that they're such strong male feminists and supporters that they're willing to support women and hang out with them at 2 a.m. on a Saturday night.
Yeah, I agree.
That's what
I agree about being a male feminist, because women are just like so weak, and they can't really do anything. So they need male protectors. And that's why, as a male feminist, I need to help these women whose brains are not as developed.
Well, I don't think so. Women, I don't think women
Ahmed Tate over here.
Is that pretty much?
Yeah, pretty much.
That's pretty much the podcast.
You're gonna be the next. You're gonna be the third woke boy.
Throw me in. I'm down.
Here's what I will say. I do think that a lot of guys nowadays have a hard time finding some sort of meaning.
Right.
And I think that does tie into masculinity, but I think a lot of guys are having they just feel they're very aimless. They either feel like they can't settle into some job, or they don't know what they want to do. And I think that leads to a lot of insecurity.
Yeah, who you are as a man, because nowadays it's like, back then the definition of manhood was, you raise your own family, you buy your own house, your woman is the housekeeper,
you provide for
you're the provider. But now in this economy, fuck that. When I get married, she's working, dude. You know how much rent costs? You know how much fucking houses cost? Like, just the economy. It's just like the way the world is. It's like you can't, and it's not. I'm not saying where was I going with this? God damn it! But I'm not.
I think
saying
you're trying to say
it's not demasculating a man if your wife is working. You know what I mean?
No.
It's like it's more teamwork, but it's like we're sharing the power. We're not.
Well, I'm such a feminist that I think that I shouldn't have to work at all. Make those women work.
I'm down
I'll
for that
stay at home.
I've been seeing that. I saw a TikTok where I'm sure y'all have seen it. It's like the sugar mama who just pays for her boyfriend, this younger boyfriend. She pays for everything for him.
I've looked.
She gives
have
him
you looked
allowance, like thousands of dollars in allowance.
That's pretty dope.
Have you looked? I want that, dude.
Have you looked into getting a sugar mama?
Not yet. Not yet.
You gotta love.
What will it take? You'd be great for it. The little brown baby they could take care of?
I would be the best sugar baby. Hey, I've said this in my podcast. Hey, guys, I'm looking for... if you want to be my sugar mama, I'm down.
See, I think
for my rent.
What about a sugar daddy?
No,
I think having Dimples as a sugar baby is perfect.
Dimples, boy.
That's where it's like, oh, he's my sugar baby. It's like the Dimples is like, yeah, that's a baby. That's a sugar baby right there.
Yeah, sugar
Back
baby.
to the other point. I do think Andrew Tate is. I think yes, a lot of the stuff he says is wild, and I think it's a character.
Oh, okay. So that's another point. So that's when the whole tapping into men insecurity. Yeah, like Dice. He's pretty much
he's a Dice.
Yeah. Or
it's all these Andrews.
Or Andrew Tate. I heard about him from Your Mom's House podcast back in 2016, 2017. They used to post clips of him. They used to part of the cool guy club, and they would make fun of him. Yeah. And I always thought he was just this funny character that they would make fun of, and they did. They just made fun of him. And then, by the way, you know how he blew up? He got on Your Mom's House podcast.
Yes.
And I'm gonna be real. I thought he was still playing this character. This was right before he blew up on TikTok and everything. He's playing this character, And it was fucking hilarious. Like
Yeah.
him and Tom Segura and Christina, because I thought he was just playing this character this whole time. Next thing you know, he's like being for real on all these like actual platforms. I was like, oh fuck.
It reminds me
he's
a
like
lot.
ruining people's minds right now.
It reminds me a lot of Wheeler Walker Jr. because they did the same thing with
Right.
Wheeler Walker.
Right.
And then like he was funny, but then his music actually sounds pretty good too. It's like, oh yeah, and then everybody just bought into it.
If they take the character too seriously, then it becomes a problem. But if you're like, oh, this is purely for, it's like wrestling. It's like, oh, this is purely for entertainment. But if you think that this is actually, this pageantry is actually a real thing,
you buy in.
then
Apparently, when he was deep platform, did he say that he was playing a character this whole time?
No, I don't think he
It
did.
was something on
didn't see the
Snap
message.
Discoveries, but I never believed that.
The Snap Discovery page is like by far the
cancer.
most toxic
Dude,
thing
it's
I've
so
ever seen
bad.
in my whole
I
life.
hate
Say
it.
that again. The Snap Discovery page is the most toxic thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
Right.
It's like, look at this janitor who fell in love with a midget that's 30 years younger than him.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
it's so wild.
Or like this old disgusting man is dating this 25-year-old girl,
Yeah.
and then this is what was it? Love Don't Judge.
Yeah,
something like
yes,
that.
yes. It'll be
Love
like,
Don't Judge,
this
yeah.
guy's just ahead, but he got this supermodel as a woman. Like, it's the most ridiculous shit I've ever
It's
seen.
basically TLC, but for content.
Oh my God!
truly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's like I weigh 1,000 pounds, but that doesn't mean I can't find love. Like every single one of them is insane.
this guy missing a leg found a dog that's missing a leg and they're best friends.
well, that's heartwarming. That's like the
That is
Doja. That's
heartwarming.
very sweet.
That's cute, though.
But some of the other ones are just like, I'm like, wow, this is.
If you had a dog that was missing a leg, what would you call him? Personally-
cremated.
personally, I call him dinner. That's what I would. Call
Oh man, we're going to hell. Anyways,
What do we? What is one thing we learned this week? Is that what you said? That was the original.
yeah. What's the thing you learned
About yourself. About yourself.
I am very sensitive to food. I got food poisoning this week.
Oh, I'm
That was dope.
What'd you eat?
Broccoli sprouts. I saw a TikTok that said that broccoli sprouts are like the most healthy vegetable. They have 50 times the nutrients of broccoli. They just don't tell you how to cook the damn thing. So apparently, I think this. I think
cook it, like boil it.
so.
What do you think?
If it's grown in bad water, it doesn't matter. Which I think is what was the case. If it's grown with like salmonella water or like E. coli water, then you're screwed.
Broccoli sprouts will help you lose weight. You just shit everything out. That's what it
Makes
is.
sense.
So yeah, I was telling them I had a yellowish gray poop this morning, which I need to find. I need to resolve that. Yeah,
Yeah,
because it happened on Friday, but I think I'm still trying to get it out of my system currently.
Okay, I get frozen broccoli, but I boil it
That's what I do
down
usually.
every time.
But the sprouts
then
are different. The sprouts are like
the
a
sprouts
whole.
is what fucks
yes, it's a different thing. The sprouts are like they look like alfalfa sprouts. They're like actual sprouts.
It's a broccoli.
Now I know that.
Just
Now
don't
I
eat
know that.
don't eat vegetables.
Or don't eat
You don't need them.
Dude, you guys are Italian. Y'all can't process that.
That's
Yeah.
true.
If
Unless
it's not a
covered in
carb,
cheese,
Yeah, it has
tomato
to be-
sauce
it
or
has-
cheese. Yeah.
that's what y'all need. Like you people.
Yeah. It's very
What do you
simple.
mean?
don't
What do you
like-
mean, you people?
I'm saying you fucking guineas right here, dude. Y'all don't like.
If it's not covered in tomato sauce,
Yeah, dude.
or cheese, then we can't eat it.
Right. The fact that y'all able to have tomato, which in this case, it's not a fruit anymore.
Well, it's
Tomato
loaded with
sauce.
meat and
Yeah,
stuff,
yeah,
and there.
thank
That's the
God.
only reason why our bodies can process
To
it.
process this.
Again,
But
it was
sprouts.
It was a big mistake. Yeah, I learned my lesson the hard way. But yeah, that. Otherwise, anything new I learned.
I did the float tank, and I learned I would not be good on drugs because in the float tank I was forgetting to breathe.
Oh. Wow.
So I always saw like those people that are like, "Oh my god, am I breathing right now?" Like when they're fucked up or whatever, and like, "Oh my god, I'm forgetting to breathe. Should I breathe? Should I breathe? Okay, I gotta breathe." Like I never done drugs in my life, nothing like that. But in the float tank, I was just like, "Am I breathing right now? I better breathe." That's not enough. You better breathe more. And it was weird. It was an interesting experience.
And you're like, you were in there for an hour.
90 minutes. You're in that
Alone
thing for
with your
90
thoughts.
minutes.
Yeah.
I might have fallen asleep, but I couldn't tell.
Really?
Because your eyes open and close, it's the same. I would not want to be blind. I did the float tank and I learned I would not want to be blind.
Did I know the water is very salty? Did it get in your eyes or mouth?
Not in my eyes or mouth.
They do say if you have an open cut, not to go in there.
Yes.
Because
will
it'll
say,
seep in there. Yeah.
The solution, the water, the solution, whatever it was the most impressive my ball sack's ever been.
I felt my ball sack, and I'm like, God damn, what is on this thing?
Yeah.
It was like steroids for my ball sack.
Well, and the other thing they don't tell you about the floating is everything floats. Your dick, usually if you're
Yes.
underwater, your dick is underwater, but like your dick is just floating at the top.
Yeah, it is.
And it's kind of like a little tail. Yeah.
A tail?
Yeah, like a little.
For us.
For me,
Yeah.
it's a canoe.
A canoe?
Yeah.
You have a full canoe?
Yeah.
Good for you.
Sorry, I've been trying to find the Italian, the Black Hand, the Black Hands are what they used to call Italians, the Black Hand Italian newspaper cover where they had Italians as a bunch of rats
Running
with
out of
mustaches. They have them running out of sewers with like holding knives in their mouths. Like it's the funniest
tremendous.
fucking thing in the world.
Hold on, I
can't
think I
find
have it.
It's
I have it.
so fucking funny.
Italian racism.
It's
very
the best.
so
It's
funny.
the best.
There it is.
It's funny.
Oh, how'd you find it so fast?
I had to say it.
Oh my
in the
god.
Facebook message.
And it's
Wow,
it's Uncle
the guy,
Sam.
Uncle Sam playing the flute. That's so racist.
It's Uncle Sam playing the flute, and then
Charming Italians over.
they have rats running out of the sewer, swimming towards him.
With knives in their mouths. And
Yes.
it just has Black Hand.
Yeah. One says Black Hand, and then everybody in the crowd is celebrating that they're getting the rats out of the city. It's
And
hilarious.
that's the French flag.
That is hysterical.
It's so fucking funny.
It's so funny. They called Italians Black Hands because they did all the dirty jobs in there.
Yeah.
That was for the listeners, not for you. Yeah, not for you.
I'm cultured enough to know.
What? I figured you've dealt with your own share of racism in Texas.
In this podcast.
Fair enough.
What is one thing you think white people should know more about in terms of like?
Honestly, geography. Just know your countries, man.
Really?
And it's not just for my sake, for every fucking sake of any who lives outside of America.
I don't like a Mexican telling me that.
Seriously, like when I go, okay, here's my example. I'll tell it my other friends. So like, I'll be like, someone will be like, where are you from? I'm like, oh, I'm from Yemen. Oh, is that in India? No.
No.
Yemen's an Arab country. Oh, okay. So like, is it in Muslim? No. Muslim is the religion. So what's Islam? Oh, Islam's the religion. Muslim is the person who follows the religion of Islam. It's the same thing essentially. I'm a Muslim. I follow the religion of Islam. They're like, oh, okay. So what's it? So what's that with India and Arab? Like they don't know.
Yeah.
So I'd be like, okay, so you have Desi culture and then you have Arab culture, and then it's like so you have Islam is the religion, and you have Arab culture, Indian culture, Afghani culture.
I've never
and you
heard of
have
that.
of Afghanistan.
Oh, Afghan.
Oh,
sorry.
sorry.
The way you said it, you changed.
I know. Afghanistan.
Okay, thank you.
There
You
we
gotta
go.
say it
You're welcome.
Gotta text
like
it
a
up for
proper
us.
American.
And you have Iran, so Persians essentially, and
Yes.
like all this other stuff, and then you have North Africans, but Middle Eastern is the type of people, like all this stuff. So I know it's a lot for them to handle, so it's kind of like my opening line when I say, like I go, oh, I'm not Indian, I'm Arab, and like, huh? And I'm like, I look like the 7-Eleven brown, but I'm the 9/11 brown.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
I know I look like the but I'm actually, you know what I mean?
Yeah, those
It's,
are the
it's
opening
nice that you have to
jokes.
dumb it down to like a tragedy
Yeah,
for people.
I did that joke in Alabama, and they're like, it's educational.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, I mean, in fairness, I did mess up Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates, so whoops.
Yeah, but
Well,
it's
it's
more,
like geography.
So just know your like if I just one thing I just wish more white people would know, or just Americans in general, is just know your geography. Like my friend who's Colombian. You know, he'd go, oh, I'm from Colombia. Is that in Mexico? They don't know what the fuck. Oh, Colombia. Oh, cocaine. Okay.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, yeah, cocaine. Even
Yeah.
though it's known for many other cultures. Or Venezuela, or like just South America itself.
Yeah.
You know, they all just. I remember seeing like a meme of like how Americans view the country, and it just shows like it's like America, and then like all of South America just shows Mexico,
Yeah. Yeah.
and then like north for Canada just says not America or losers or something,
Yeah.
and then Europe is like not America, middle like all of like Muslim country just says Islam or Muslim or
Yeah.
some shit like that. So it's just like. It's funny, obviously, but it's like kind of sad. You're like, come on, dude. Or
I
like,
mean, that is one I do know geography. Like, I know all 50 U.S. states, and that's all I need,
But
right?
I'm saying, okay, but I said, if you just rewind back a couple of minutes.
He's
I
fucking
just-
with you.
Oh, okay.
I will say that
Oh,
is
yeah,
that
you
is
are
one
fucking
thing I like about
good.
comedy.
I'm an idiot. You got me there.
Yeah, you
That is one great thing about comedy is like, especially if you are like doing the open mic scene and everything, is like you learn a lot about just a ton of people's
Yeah.
upbringings, and like I feel like you wouldn't get that experience unless you see. I think the problem with Americans is they don't seek out any other additional knowledge.
Sikh or Sunni?
How long been sitting on that one? I just thought of it.
That was good. All right, no more. Done. We're done. Let's wrap this up. We can't do anything.
But otherwise, I think a lot of Americans don't go out of their way to learn more about other people's culture.
Yeah.
It's very much like you're either here and like either you're here and you got to learn our way, or like it's like our way or the highway for a lot of Americans, I think.
Right.
So
Well, you didn't learn about our culture. You assumed we're Italian. We're actually Sicilian. So it's
true.
now I hate y'all even more.
Which is like the
That's like you were Omen.
Yeah.
We're the Yemen.
no,
we're the
it's
Yemen.
no. It's part. It's Sicilia is part of Italy. It's just
Yes.
yeah.
It's an
that's
island.
kind of like Holland and Netherlands.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, but the Sicilians don't they don't like being called Italian.
You
Italians
guys
don't
are
like
under Italy.
Italians
Sure, yes.
don't like Sicilians as much. Italians don't like Sicilians and Sicilians don't like, well, stereotypically don't like blacks as much. This is stereotypical.
Yeah, I know.
Because North Africa would invade Sicily and fuck their women.
Oh.
So Italians don't like Sicilians because some of them were mixed.
Oh wow.
And Sicilians didn't like blacks because they would come up and fuck their girls.
Oh wow.
So that's the difference.
And the North Africans were listening to a lot of Andrew Tate, is what it was.
That makes sense. Yeah, they were listening. And the Sicilians were listening to a lot of Trump. Like,
Yes.
it goes hand in
Yeah.
hand. That makes
It's
sense.
the cycle of life, is what we
That
say.
makes
Yeah.
sense. Oh man, that is sad though.
I mean, every country's gonna have their sort of.
Well, similar to have you guys ever worked a job where the service industry where it requires
course.
tips?
Mm-hmm.
And then we all have that stereotype with French people. It's like they go, oh, French people don't tip, or Europeans don't tip, and it's like, oh, well, that's because in Europe they don't have a tipping system.
Yeah.
You know, they just pay them minimum wage and
Wage.
stuff, which is funny because tipping actually originated in Europe, but it's adopted in America.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I think it was originated from slaves because they wouldn't pay Asians or their black servers, so they were based off of tips only.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's what I was told, and I googled that, and some of the websites did prove it right.
I could see that.
I could see that.
But
being
they
real.
said, but then I also saw that it started off in the European cultures, and moved over to American cultures. Europeans progressed with that part, and Americans not really.
What's the hardest job you've had?
Well, I think I mentioned this. I was an accountant
Yeah.
up until March.
Oh,
yeah,
really?
I was a corporate accountant up until March. Yeah.
What was hard about that?
It made me miserable.
Dude,
I hated
doesn't mean it's
accounting.
hard. That is exactly why we
tedious.
got into comedy. Because we all went through college, we were all doing like accounting and
was an
business,
accountant,
and we were like, we all hit the thing and we're like, I absolutely do not want to be in an office. I don't want to work in a corporate setting. And then we're just like, all right, fuck it. We worked construction for our dad for a long time after college, and then did comedy.
Right.
The
That's
years.
literally what I did.
The typical black hand stereotype. Yes. We're a family business.
Yeah, same thing with my parents. I mean, I think I've mentioned it to you guys where the reason why I chose accounting because I wanted to be a comedian, but there's no way I could be like, hey, mama, baba, I want to be a comedian.
Yeah.
Googled best degrees to get a job with accounting came up. So I was like, fuck this. I'll just work as an accountant. I get off work. I don't have to think about accounting. And then I could just do a comedy. So as soon as pretty much my whole up until now is just accounting by day, comedian by night.
Yep. Yeah.
Fortunately, because of social media, TikTok, and Instagram stuff, I was like, oh, okay, I could just quit my accounting job. So some within the last remaining years of being an accountant, that was when I was working for Robert Half. It was basically I was like a temp for them, and then there was a couple companies that was just miserable, dude.
Yeah.
I had to go in, fix their mess, and then it was the boss I had to work under was a bitch, and it was just not fun. Accounting, it's not hard labor; it's more just mental draining. You guys do corporate jobs.
It's like
solving
responsibility. It's like a puzzle.
Right.
Yeah.
Now I have aside from stand-up comedy and content creating, I now have a couple side gigs where I teach improv comedy at rehab centers.
Interesting.
Love that. They pay pretty well. If you guys want a side gig, let me know.
I mean, we'll have to talk after.
Yeah, and then
Name something that fit in the palm of my hand. Heroin. Heroin.
And then when they do that, I go new choice.
Yeah, new choice.
Black tar heroin.
New choice. New choice.
Cocaine.
New choice. How much drugs do you do?
Yeah. Hummus.
There it is.
Okay. There it
But then, and then I do another gig where I give bike tours in LA or hike tours.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, that's why I was coming back from. But like, they're super simple jobs, and I work with people.
Yeah.
You know, I either work with people.
Social game.
You know, like I'm a people person.
Yes.
I wish I knew that as 18 years old. 18-year-old me was like, oh, I'll just get this accounting degree, work a simple office job. Granted, there were some moments like the working an office job is cool, but whatever.
But you figured it out. It's also
hopefully.
It's
I think I did.
It's not a bad thing. Like accounting, at least is like, hey, any of the business stuff. Now, once some money comes in, okay, I know what to do with it. I know I'm not gonna fucking piss it away.
I will say, like, because I was an accountant for so long, and I come from an accounting background, it did help me a lot with my stand-up career. Like, I'm very meticulous. I have an Excel sheet of all my stage time, the amount of money, my notes. Like, I measure everything. What gets measured gets managed. So I log in everything for the most part.
Yeah.
You know, I log in my stage time. I log in like, all right. We were talking about taxes recently, and have you guys heard of Mile IQ?
No.
It's an app where pretty much it tracks all your drives, and you can just swipe every drive, and it swipes over to business or personal. So that pretty much calculates all the miles I've had. Before I downloaded this app, I was calculating. I would filter out fourth wall, put all the miles in there. I was like business expense, or you know, easy from there, or all the drives that I did to San Diego, San Francisco, whatever. So
it's miserable.
So because I come from that background, it does help me. Like, you know, with the business side of being a comedian.
Well, we've always said that there's comedians that are very, very funny. If you're 10 years in and you're not making at least some form of money, you could be really funny and crush on stage, but you absolutely suck at the business end of things. Yeah. Or you're great at the business end of things and you're not that funny on stage, but you still get stage time. There's three things. Now it's social media and content.
Right.
It's actually being funny on stage, and it's the business end of things. If you don't have those two things working,
they all are equally important too. I think the social media end might be. I don't say it might be as important as stage time, like being good on stage, but like that's like the main way that people see you.
Number one is being good on stage, because you could have a social media following, but then they get on stage. The people finally see them on stage. They bomb for an hour.
Yep.
I mean, obviously, some audience members will be like, "Oh, they finally got to take pictures." But
they won't come back. They won't come back.
They're not going to come back. Like, I think Louis C.K. said something about it. It was like when you're doing the road and you crush on stage, that gives you permission to come back to that city.
Yes.
If you bomb, they're not going to come back and see you live. They're not entertained. Remember, you have to do an hour. Yeah. This is to people who are. Social media people, and they want to make some money, and they're like, all right, I'll just do stage time. I remember before the pandemic hit at Flappers, I'm sure you guys were doing that. We were opening for Viners who had clout. And then they were like, their managers just put them into stand-up because that's a way to make money off their fame.
I will say, though, now not so much. You don't need to really do an hour. You could set your whole show lineup where it's like, these people go on stage and, hey, I'm just going to do 20 minutes, Q&A, and that's it.
I was
it's a little difference, but... what I was gonna say is, for at least for those like jobs, at least the last couple set of jobs we were doing was just like anything where we didn't have any responsibility. Whatever I'm doing, serving, whatever it is, I'm not coming home with it. No matter what. Out, you're done. Once you clock, like when we did construction for our dad, it was fucking a hard day's work, and then we go home, we have to deal with it because it's our dad's business, and we live with our dad, and that's what the fuck it is. The whole life and our whole business is construction. So it's just fucking miserable. Sean also likes to over dramatize what he did, like, oh, it was so hard, Dad was there, like it wasn't the fucking house.
He says that because he was doing all the work.
Absolutely not.
Sean was a lunch fetcher. He fetched lunch.
I wish. Sean, we notoriously would have to delay lunches on the job site because Sean, the second he ate lunch, was useless. He would just be like, oh, and he wouldn't do work.
He'll go into a food coma.
Before lunch, I'm a fucking fantastic worker. After I'm in my food coma, fuck it, hey, you're getting maybe 30%. Sorry. That's a great work ethic. That's how it is.
He brings that to our comedy as well. So he can't eat before shows.
Halfway through the set, he's like, you know what? You get 30% here. 30%.
Come on, the
of
tour is
jokes.
lava. We're gonna be. Sean will be unfed the entire time.
So when the comedy clubs write the manager, y'all just finish your set and they write you a check. They write Virzi Triplets, or they write one of y'all's names.
We have a joint
Triplets.
account, but it's easier. Like our account name is literally called the Virzi Triplets, but so like no one would question it. But usually it's easier if there were questions to have it in one name.
We prefer Virzi Triplets. That way, if I not that we're going to get audited, but I can show, hey, this is clearly for the business.
I mean, that's what it is when for taxes.
Yes.
It's just what you can prove.
Yep.
You know, again, like if they're gonna audit people, they're not gonna audit struggling comedians.
They got 87,000 more coming in, so who knows?
This is our accounting with comedians podcast.
IRS agents. Did you not see that?
Wait, what?
87,000.
They hired
IRS agents.
Biden put like 80 billion towards 87. Hiring
Inflation
87,000.
Reduction Act was they reduced inflation and then hired 87,000 new IRS agents. You didn't see that?
In America?
In
They put
America.
80
Or
billion.
did they outsource it from India like
No,
most
no.
companies have been doing?
They
And
put
they're
80
armed.
billion toward it.
Some of them will be
80
armed.
billion
I swear to God. That's
Some
right.
IRS agents will be armed.
Yes, look it up. It's
It's
crazy.
it's a real thing. Yeah, if you Google it.
I'm sorry, I'm gonna do this
later.
later. I don't want to.
Yeah, Sean got it on. Sean found it on QAnon. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. It's
Wow.
no, it was.
Did you know the frogs are gay?
But no, that actually passed. So
How much time?
chill.
we're
Okay.
chilling.
What's your audition?
Oh no, we got time. We're
good?
It's
Okay.
4:30. We're good.
Oh, we're good. We're
Yeah,
chill.
we got plenty. And I looked Google mapped it. It was like 15 minutes from
You do have a
guys.
great look for commercials.
Thanks, man.
You do, yeah, because you got the minority, obviously, but you got the dimples, good smile.
Yeah.
We just did. We were before we came in. We were literally doing a wall. Well, I don't know. Yeah, I can say it. Walmart audition.
We're not gonna get it, so yeah, you can.
Yeah,
say
we're
it.
probably not gonna,
Probably not gonna get the audition I'm about to go to right now.
it was it's a cattle call, families, and that's it. Just families. It's like, all right, cool.
I cannot stand cattle call auditions. Those are fortunately my agent gets me really good auditions where I'm like,
Oh, you got an
shit.
agent and a manager. Jesus
Humble
Christ, this guy's
brag.
fucking crushing it.
I mean, I thought you guys were on my level, you know. What I'm saying?
Oh, we're higher.
We're above it.
You're
yeah.
on our podcast.
Yeah, right.
wait till you're on Netflix and then talk to us.
I gotta get on Netflix now. All
That
right.
it isn't. Yeah, that's our only one up on everybody's like, were you on that? Were you on the floor is
I have a
lava?
Question. I have. Oh yeah. By the way, I watched y'all's episode.
Yeah.
I'm so proud of you guys. I was kind of
thank you.
upset like that y'all didn't make it, but
Everybody was.
I know. But when I saw you guys on that show, I was so fucking happy because this was during the time where I didn't even do TikTok yet.
Yeah.
All I did was, just. It was just. I was dating at the time, so it's just like me.
Are you not dating right now?
I'm no, I was in a relationship.
Oh,
sorry,
got it.
Sorry.
Okay.
But now, I don't know. I'm like up and down with my dating life.
Same.
We go back and forth. I'm like, right now, I'm like, I just deleted Hinge. And I'm like, yeah, I'll just roll with what. Like, if it comes naturally, cool. But otherwise, I got shit to focus on.
I was gonna say
Right.
that's what I learned about myself this week is that I'm kind of just zoning everything out for now. I'm not back in the gym, cutting back drinking,
Yeah.
working on myself. No, I'm not even jerking off right now.
That's good. That's
Yeah,
good.
dude.
No, I've been trying to quit porn too.
yeah.
Yeah.
Is that what you're doing?
I mean, it's
too,
not a problem.
essentially?
I've done the whole no fap thing before.
Yeah,
I did
me too.
in college. I did 101 days.
Oh,
without
that's
it.
good. My
Yeah.
the most I've done was 84 days.
Nice.
Ah,
I've
Jeez.
done
You guys-
84 days
you
of
guys-
no porn.
You became spunk monks, is what we call that.
Yes.
Spunk monk,
Zen.
very
Well,
It
I
feels powerful. Yeah.
I googled how to quit porn, and then I ended up getting on Pornhub for some reason. It just
bro, like when I watch like those porn documentaries, like the real like the dark side of porn of like
Yeah.
how these women are
Blacked?
like, abused and stuff. Bro, you're killing it.
it's his favorite site.
No, you're
Did you
like
say zingers?
singers.
Okay, just making sure. Jesus. I didn't sure.
But basically, like when you see those documentaries, and I'm like, yeah, I feel this way right after I come. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
yeah.
You're like you come, you're like, man, like I should stop. Like these women are like they're getting fucked over monetarily.
Oh no, I don't feel that.
Oh,
I don't. I don't.
just like-
I don't
Or-
consider
well,
their
also, like-
feelings afterwards.
Oh, really?
No.
I don't know. I'm just because like I've met porn stars in LA and now I see them as human beings and then
Yeah.
like I know they're just mattress actresses and then I
Name
see
drop.
porn.
Who'd you
I
meet?
would never want to meet an actual. Well, I haven't met like the porn stars that I watched.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I've met
C-list.
Well, the C-list, but also like okay, I met Riley Reid. But I've never watched her stuff because I'm not really into like skinny.
Yeah, I like curvy.
You need some. Need some floppy jalopies on that.
Yeah, thing. Like if I met Jada Stevens, I would faint.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I would die.
Yeah,
there is a weird relationship between porn and comedy. Like for some porn and comedians, there's always been like a weird trauma.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's trauma
and also like they connect people by being naked with their bodies.
It's a vulnerability thing. I think
us, it's like we just like do anything to make you laugh and entertain.
They put their body out there. We put our heart out there.
Right.
They're both vulnerable, yeah. But for some reason, they've always meshed. Like over time, the porn stars and the comedians have always.
They really
been
have.
Yeah.
I mean, I would see like porn stars aren't on comedians' podcasts, and the amount like it's amazing how much they have
in common.
If you could,
yeah.
They're both shameless.
I was gonna say that's weird. I'm not a whore.
Honestly, if I had to pick which one's the whore, it's you.
For sure he is.
Oh, it's for sure him. Yeah.
He's deemed the fuckboy.
Yeah.
For good reason. I mean, he has his methods.
I'm honest.
Sean.
That's
I would say Alex is more the fuckboy. I'm definitely more the city boy.
Sean has a
city boy.
Sean has the highest body count, and then I've always been universally deemed probably the relationship guy.
He's missionary Mitch.
That's what we call him, missionary Mitch.
He does missionary for a little bit, 30 seconds, squirts, and he's out.
It's longer than that.
Mitch, more like missionary bitch.
Yeah, you're a bitch.
Yeah, bitch. But aside, we're talking about quitting porn. But I agree with you on the whole like loving yourself journey. As lame as that sounds.
Oh, see, you're going way more in depth than I was.
Yeah. Oh, really? I'm really into like no. I just want to purely just fucking love.
You're way
myself,
more sensitive.
I was so.
Is that why you're wearing those necklaces from a 6th grader? What are those?
I actually like the jewelry. It looks good.
Well, the reason why is I bought this. So I was at Electric Forest Festival and I was on 5 grams of shrooms.
Dude, that shit looks so fucking cool. I just saw it on TikTok.
Electric Forest
Looks fucking dope.
I go every year. I've been going since 2018. But
hell yeah.
so I was on 5 grams of shrooms and there was this girl and she was doing poetry for people to, because in part of Electric Forest, it's its own little like Burning Man. But anyway, so she needed to make some money, so I bought this necklace from her. And then this stone necklace I was in New Orleans, and there was this woman, this middle-aged black woman on the street on like French Quarter, and she had a table of all these stones, and then her kids were in the car. And then I was like, hey, how much are you selling these stones for? I don't want to say, let's just say I paid way too much just because as like
you're trying to help out.
Yeah.
So I paid so much money.
So you got caught.
She gave me a hug, and I was like, yeah, like you're totally fine, and blah blah blah. Like not. And it was just like a good story, like
you have empathy.
to connect.
That's what I would. That's what I would expect from a guy with dimples.
And then when I saw this was when I was 18 years old. I went to college. Everyone thought I was Indian, and I used to be like, I'm not Indian. I'm not Indian. Not that I hated Indians. I was like, no, I'm Yemeni. Like I'm Arab. So this is what's funny. I bought this necklace from eBay, thinking, oh, they're gonna see this flag. And they're going to think, oh, he's not Indian, he's Yemeni.
Of course.
But no.
Yeah, not at all.
No.
I thought it was a pirate flag, honestly.
Honestly, if you flip it over, it's the German Empire flag.
Yeah, there you go.
But,
it kind of looks like the Sbarro logo, too. A little bit.
Oh, dude, what would be worse than being mistaken as Indian? Italian?
Yeah.
Oh.
That's a huge insult.
Ew. No, but that's what I was going through this year. I was like, fuck that. I just want to truly love myself because I got in a dark place.
I mean, that's good that you pulled yourself up. For me, it was more of a it was just more of like a challenge myself. Like, can I not do this?
Well, that's also part of the journey.
Yeah. But one of the things one of the things they don't tell you about NoFap is that I had such severe dick atrophy that like they tell you your balls my balls backed up so much that I would literally come after I was done peeing, it would just squirt out.
Yeah.
2, when I actually did nut, my muscle, my little shooter muscles were so atrophied, like it was literally like a dripping faucet.
Right.
Like I couldn't shoot, and it was fucking so weird, and it took forever to build it up again.
So that happens, and you're probably having a shit ton of daydreams, wet dreams, daydreams.
Should Alex and I just leave this incel fest over here?
No, I'm saying, but then I read like it was. Masturbation is normal, pornography is not.
Yes.
So it's like
Sorry.
if I could go like the other day, like I could go like a little over a month with no porn. I mean, I'll jerk off if I need to,
Yeah.
just to clean the pipes. But
Yeah,
you know,
I
but
can
for the
do it.
most
I
part-
support that. I can.
Yeah.
I can imagine it mentally and not have to
Right,
use porn.
exactly.
No,
you
I get-
you close your eyes, think of me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
those dimples.
What do you think is the first step of achieving self-love?
I'm trying, man. That's what I'm focusing on.
Okay.
Well, one is stop deprecating yourself so much.
Okay.
I was getting to a point where, and I talk about this on stage, where I just for the longest time I hated the way I looked. I hated my skin color.
Yeah,
I
it's
hated,
two of
like,
us.
Yeah, thank you. No, like I was talking about it. I talked about it on stage when I was like 16. I tried to bleach my skin.
Oh, the old
'Cause
Sammy Sosa.
The old Sammy Sosa. Like I tried bleaching my skin because in Arab community there's colorism, which
Sure.
is like
It's a caste system. Yeah.
where
I try to tell them
well,
that.
that's Indian culture too.
Yeah, that's
but
what I'm
it's the same
saying.
thing in Arab culture where it's like lighter skinned Arabs are more valuable than darker skinned Arabs, you know, or they're just treated better, you know.
It's because of your lighter skin that means you're working jobs inside and you're not outside working the dirty jobs.
Yeah, exactly.
Something
and
like
also like the lighter skinned Arabs are mixed with like, you know, French and Greek, so you'll see some lighter skinned Arabs with colored eyes and they're more essentially more beautiful. So I genuinely for the longest time I was thinking like, oh no, I'm not attractive because I have dark skin and dark eyes.
Yeah.
you
It's a
know?
valid point.
And that's why
Have you never heard of tall, dark, and handsome?
well, I didn't but they didn't not until like in college and stuff.
Got
They
it.
were like, oh, and I didn't hit puberty till I was like 18. So I
Oh,
just,
shit.
Yeah, there is a reason why I'm super funny right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
But I just had a lot of like just fucking shit that I hated myself for that I was like just trying to work on.
Yeah.
So that's why and same thing, like I would just sleep around with a ton of I've never been in a serious
So
relationship.
you're cool.
But-
Nice. There we go.
Yeah.
I mean, I
it was
can
cool.
relate.
That's why you're happy.
I tried to bleach my skin too, but it was on my asshole.
That's what, dude. We got. I think it was his. He sent the picture to y'all's DM.
Yeah,
it was
probably.
his asshole.
Yes,
earlier.
correct.
Hey
Yeah.
guys, do you like boy?
Do you like boy pussy? It was his. He was just trying to get. He just wanted his brothers to see his own asshole.
Yeah.
So
Well,
you-
Mitchell, first step to self-love is masturbation. That's the first step.
I was gonna say I had a question in regards to content creating because we all we work like now as comics. Oh yeah. Okay, that's
Got
good.
it.
Yeah, like now as comedians, like we have to do. We can't just do stand up anymore.
No.
Back
No.
then it was like being a stand up comedian and then
How easy it must have been back then.
Oh, dude.
You needed
for
five-
my
no
guys'
idea.
Oh, dude.
5 good
if
minutes.
You guys were in the 80s and 90s.
Thank you. We would have had a TV show.
Started in the 80s and 90s. Y'all would have been killing it.
Any,
my God.
any generation from vaudeville all the way through, we would have had a TV show.
Oh, y'all would have been killing
We would have been set for life. Now we have to fucking work on it.
We've told this story before, but we were the triplet. Disney was going to do a show about twins or triplets, and they ended up doing it, and we were the triplet option, but they went with the twins, and it ended up being called The Sweet Life of Zach and Cody. That was going to be. We were going to be on that show.
We met with all the producers, had a bunch of meetings. Yeah.
No fucking way.
So if it was a little earlier, I think we would have got it. But
We've just missed
I
the.
didn't know that.
We've
yeah.
just missed
oh yeah,
the threshold on
we're big
everything.
child actors. Not like big,
not
big,
that
but
Yeah, but y'all were
not-
doing it.
I'm not
We
to
did,
pay for
some, we
college.
did enough. Yeah, we did some child acting.
Anyways, about content creating.
No, but I was saying like, how do y'all? It's so hard to balance everything else. It's like,
Yeah.
I wish I could put 100% into stand up. You know what I
Can't
mean?
anymore.
You gotta.
It's
You gotta.
hard because it's like, it's hard. You have to do your You have to be a podcaster, a stand-up comedian, a podcaster, a content creator,
Yeah.
all this stuff, and you have to do it all yourself. You're not like these grandfathered in comics who just like. I remember hearing Taylor Tomlinson in a podcast. She was like, "Oh yeah, I mean, I just have a team that just does my TikTok and social media."
That's everybody
Yep.
now. A lot of those big comics have
like
just
a lot
teams.
of the big comedians. They just have a team. They just do their stuff. You
Well,
know what I mean?
what's wrong with having a team? Like we
No,
are,
there's nothing
we are
wrong.
technically a team.
No, there's nothing wrong.
But they never
He's
had.
saying-
To,
he's
they
saying
never
you're-
had to balance all of it.
Yes.
No, we
yeah.
have to. I'm saying we're part of this generation where we have to balance. We have to do this
Everything.
all ourselves.
I mean, Taylor's
And it-
not far off from. She got.
But
she got
here's the thing,
yeah,
she's
but
a year removed.
You're
She's been
missing.
doing
You're
it
missing the
six-
point.
Here's the thing: you have
You
to
know
be.
what I'm talking
You
about.
have to
I get
be.
the point,
You have to
yeah.
be funny online. You have to edit your shit to make it funny
Because
online.
she
Then
was
you actually.
coming up at the time where you didn't really have
Yes.
to. Sorry.
You have to be funny online, right? You have to make engaging, funny content. Then you have to edit it which is also a pain in the ass. And then you also have to be funny on stage, which is a entirely other process and requires like hours of writing.
I know, I do all of them.
Fortunately, for all of us, it's like, I'm glad that we all first did, like, I didn't get into content creating until I was already like 4 or 5 years into stand-up.
Yeah.
So when
Same.
I got my clout, and fortunately, or clout, whatever,
Yes,
when I got
clout.
somewhat of a following.
It's all fleeting.
Whatever, when people were like booking me on shows because I have a following, like I was doing a run of shows in New York, and then I would crush it on stage, and this guy was like, bro, I thought you were just some social media guy, because I needed help selling tickets.
Yep.
And I mean, yeah, Grant, I did sell some tickets, like I had some Yemenis people that came through, but I was like, no, I'm a comedian. Like I've been doing stand-up for years. It's just no one gives a fuck. Right?
Well,
See,
and that's
but
but the order, the way you did it's better, where you go stand-up comedian first, then you learn the content.
And it's sad because I'm seeing now, and I'm sure you guys see it too, where people will post their like their flappers set, like they do a bringer show on flappers, and then they post a clip of that, and it's not good.
No laughs.
And then like you have people on social media, like a stand-up clip on social media, it may have done well-ish, you know, but it's like it doesn't translate well on live, and it's you know what I mean.
And you got a live. Too.
I've seen people.
And then we gotta go live, and then I just started Twitch recently. Follow me on Twitch. Ahmed Loves Bread. But like I get it. Kind of helps stand up because it's different avenues of being funny. But I love stand up so much. Where if I had a choice, I would not have to do any of the stuff I'm doing.
Oh, of course.
And I would just do stand up.
Yeah. Well, I think that's the main thing.
You kind of have to pick and choose which like mediums you want to dedicate time to, because when pandemic hit, we were like, okay, we got to do them all. We got to do YouTube, we got to do Twitch, we got to live stream, we got to do it. And I'm like, okay, we need to just like focus on one and then just like go with that,
right?
And then build it there, and that'll trickle over into the others.
Exactly.
Well, I think the other part is like people that are getting in now, like, oh, I'm starting stand up, but I also have to post all my stuff, like the flapper set and stuff. That's not going to work.
I've seen people post sets that get no laughs. I'm like,
dude,
decent,
I see that shit all the time.
And it's like,
what are you doing?
It's like a full crowd. I'm like, why would you post it? Like, why would you post it?
Or they would post a clip and then edit in laughs.
Yeah.
Or yeah.
Well,
they would.
There's people
that
that
edit in laughs from.
Yeah.
If the joke's funny, I don't care if you edit in laughs, because sometimes you're not going to get a big audience. But if the joke is the joke, it's undeniable. Like on AGT, you hear comedians that they'll go on there and they're funny,
They'll fucking edit the laughs
but
out.
sometimes they'll edit the laughs out. So if you have a strong joke, regardless if there's laughs there or not, an audience can tell, or someone watching a clip can go, "Oh, that was funny."
Yeah.
But we're talking about just a normal set. We're not talking about.
I agree. Well, I think
I don't feel comfortable editing laughs.
I think we
That's
did
just
the.
me, though.
No,
we don't like
we don't
it
either.
But I think the right way is comedy takes probably minimum 7 years to actually get funny and have a decent sized set, where you're not going to be where you can do a strong 30 and not be like no, I can crush. Like 7 years is going to be like, okay, no, you can actually do decent in 7 years with 30 minutes, rather than newbies will come in with 1 year in and be like, yeah, no, I can do an hour.
Or they could do 20 minutes. Oh, dude.
Yeah.
I had a friend.
So
who
I think
just
now
started
this
and
is
I
the
like
good
yelled
spot
at
where
him
it's
and-
like, hey, you got good at stand up in the beginning, the content's extra, and now you have an excuse to actually get people into clubs and stuff because you're stand up.
It's almost perfect timing, because it's like you've already dedicated time to both, like stand up in particular, where it's like, oh, if you did you probably only get one big pop on social media, like one really make a viral thing, and if you're not funny on stage by then like you're fucked. So it is actually better.
Well, it goes back to what we were saying is when you go to their city and you crush, it earns you going back to that city one more.
And
But
the
you
club-
still have to be you ultimately still have to be funny for stand
Yeah,
up.
the club might give you a chance or an off night or something, but you have to be funny.
I say our buddy opens for Eric opens for Joey Diaz, and he always said, you do 1,800 you get one fan every show. You do 1,800 shows, you'll never have to promote online ever again. People just go to see you.
Who gets to do 1,800 shows that easy?
know, right?
I know.
Anyways, we're closing this bad boy out.
Let's wrap it up. Yeah.
Ahmed, go ahead and plug. We already know. Plug your socials though.
Yeah. on all the platforms. Ahmed Loves Bread. YouTube, go to Monday Fun Day Podcast with Ahmed. Please subscribe. And if you guys like me on the Virzi's podcast, shoot me a message. Tell me what you think.
Hell yeah.
I'm always curious how I am on other people's podcasts.
Ideally, send them assholes.
Yeah. They're going to tell you to buy more bleach.
Yeah. or hopefully one sugar mama. Hopefully.
Yeah, hey, you never know.
Sugar.
That would be great.
Ahmed, thank you so much for coming on. Everybody, check out tour dates, VirziTriplets.com. All of our social media, Virzi Triplets. Check it out. Thank you guys so much. Later.
Sorry. Sorry about that. Sorry. I will be in Austin September 8th through September 12th, Detroit October 9th, DC November 11th to 12th. Sorry about that.
No.
Where can they find your shows at?
AhmedLovesBread.com.
There you go.
Hell yeah, dude.
Awesome.
Thank you for coming on, bro.
Appreciate you
Nux.
guys.
Jeff, thank you.
And we're done.
So many fucking spam calls.
Yeah, I kept